Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today in this video I will be looking at a board game called Chronicles of Crime. The reason why I'm doing a video for this game is because I will be giving away this game on my channel. I have a brand spanking new copy of Chronicles of Crime that I will be giving away in the future on my channel, in the pretty near future I would imagine. And I wanted to create a video for people to reference, to go back and to see what the game is, what it's like, see if it's something that they can get interested about, something that would be like, hey, I kind of want that game. And so this is that video. So let's get into it. Chronicles of Crime is essentially CSI, sort of the board game. In the game, you are playing detectives working for Scotland Yard. So the setting is London for the base game anyways. And you're trying to find a killer, solve a murder, or find a girl that's gone missing, or someone comes to you saying that they're being blackmailed. And so there are different scenarios that you can play in the game, but that's essentially the theme of the game. You're trying to solve something, a murder, find a serial killer, things like that. And what Chronicles of Crime does that's kind of innovative is it works with an app. And so I'm going to talk about all that stuff at the very end. At first I'm just going to kind of show you the cards in the board and kind of how the gameplay goes, and then I'll get into the techie tech part of the game. And so Chronicles of Crime, what I have set up on the board is completely random. It is not a spoiler. It is not a scenario in session or anything. I just kind of set up something at random. So no spoilers here, but I'm going to get into showing the board. And so here is how the game looks kind of when it's set up, or like when you're running a scenario. Like I said, this is just a fictitious thing that I randomly set up. You do have a board here. You have your location of Scotland Yard, which is your home base. You will usually have like a chief of police person here that will kick off the story, kind of tell you what's going on. Up here you will have your victims or people that have gone missing or whatever. Over to this side are 4 people that are involved in your team. Nobody really owns any control of any of these people, but they're used for resources. So you have a doctor, criminologist, a scientist, and a hacker. And so these guys are kind of always available. They're like part of your team in Scotland Yard. And then you also have cards that are location cards. And so, so this one's the city. And you can see there's some people that you can go and interact with and talk with at the city. There's Westminster is one I pulled out with a very regal looking English gentleman there. And the last thing is the evidence cards that you will put out on the evidence board. And you can see you can have a whole lot of them in this game. So how the game works is there's not really there's not any turn order. Everyone just kind of sits around the table and figures out what to do. And when you figure things out, when you talk to people and figure out the solution, I guess, or you run out of time, because everything that you do in this game takes time, so you have like so many days in order to solve the case, then you can return to Scotland Yard. You can go to the app, you can do solve the case, and then the case will ask you the who's, the whens, the where's, the what's. And if you get all those right, or most of them right, it'll give you a score. It's really not about, to me, the game's not really about scoring. It's just about kind of like, did you have fun? I've recently played this game where we had 0%. I mean, we didn't get anything right, but it was still fun. We played it for about 60 minutes, and it was fun to play. So that's essentially kind of the basic part of the game. So then, like I said, I'm going to talk about the technical aspect. Now, I'm using my phone to record this video, and so what I'm going to show you is the app on my tablet. Now, in my opinion, I don't recommend playing this game with a tablet because you do pass the electronic device from player to player. You can kind of pass it around, and a tablet can be kind of big and bulky. But here's my tablet. Here's the Chronicles of Crime application, I guess, on my tablet. There are different scenarios. As you can see, there's a tutorial. There are some that says parental advisory, contains graphic content, so some of the crimes might involve a little bit of naughtiness or drugs or alcohol or rape, things like that. And like I said, the scenario will tell you. It'll give you a warning and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it looks. Now, I'm not going to go through the app on my tablet. That's just a look so you can see what it kind of looks like. But how the app works once it's all put up on your phone is it allows access, or you allow access to your camera. And so your phone with the app will have like your camera displayed. And in order to go somewhere or to talk to someone or to do anything, as you see already, you've probably guessed, there are QR codes on all of the things. And so you will take your phone and say, I want to go to the city. And so you will go to the city and you will scan that. And then it'll give you a bunch of text on the screen that you can read about the city. Oh, it's a bustling city. It's late at night. The cars are rather scattered. It had just been raining, so things are still damp, although it's currently not raining. And in the city, you find, and it'll say, person 2, 3, or 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, I really took a lot of time setting this up. And so then you will place those people out there, and these are the people that you meet in the city. And so while you're at the city location, you can say, I'm going to talk to this girl. And so you would scan her, and her face would come up on the screen, and she would say, it would say like, hi, I'm Michelle. I work downtown, or, blah, 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 blah. And she would kind of give you her story. And once her face is up on the screen, that means that's who you're talking to. And so as long as her face, until you hit goodbye on the app, and again, I apologize, I can't show you exactly how all this works because I'm recording this on my phone, but once you hit goodbye, then you're free to move about the board and areas and stuff like that. But while she's in front of you, her face is in front of you, you can say, all right, what do you know about this person? And then she'll tell you, she used to live next door to me about a year ago, but she had a boyfriend, and her and the boyfriend ended up moving out, and I haven't seen her since. Interesting. So what do you know about this person? And she'll tell you stuff until you hit goodbye. You'll hit goodbye on the app, and then you can scan in someone else. You can say, let's go talk to this redhead. And so you'll scan her card, and she'll come up, and she'll tell you her story. And you can ask her about things, like say, I want to ask you about this girl. And she might say, I haven't really seen her around. I don't know anything about her. And you can, is she lying or not? Or, does she know something? Does she not? And the game kind of gives you ways to kind of tell when people are nervous or lying or something, or you think they're kind of making things up. And so you always have availability to your team. So you can always say goodbye, hit the button, say goodbye to this redhead chick or whatever, and you can go to the doctor and scan the doctor, and he pops up, hi, how are you, what can I do for you? And then you could say, autopsy this body, and then he'll say, the body was autopsied, we found this, and tremendous amounts of rat poison located within her bloods, and so you're like, okay, so poison, so she was poisoned. And you can use these other people, like for example, if you go to a crime scene and find a computer or something, you can basically go to your hacker, this Eric dude who's looking pretty hip, and kind of scan his thing. He shows up, and then you would scan. I don't have it out here, but there is a computer card that you would do. Just pretend you would scan the computer card, and he would say, I managed to crack the computer, and there's a bunch of emails and photos with this girl, some scantily clad pictures of this girl on this computer. And you go, oh, okay, interesting. Maybe we'll go up here to Westminster. And so you'd go there, and it would tell you who you find there. And when you run out of time, or when you think that you can solve the case, you always can come and scan back to Scotland Yard, and then there will be a button that you can press on the app. They'll say like solve, and it'll ask you the who's, the what's, the where's, and the why's. That's essentially how the game is played. Everything you do takes time. Every time you move a location, it takes some time. Every time you talk to someone about something else, it takes time. So when I ask her about her, that takes 5 minutes of my time. And then I ask her about her, that takes another 5 minutes. If I travel to Westminster, that takes an hour. And so everything is being timed. One last thing I want to go over in this game, and then we'll kind of wrap it up, is, like I said, it's got the app, so you're playing on your phone. But when you get to a crime scene, and again, I apologize, I can't show you because I'm using my phone to record this. But when you get to a crime scene, you can hit a button that says like search for clues or look around, or I forget what it's called. And at that point, it turns in your phone, your device turns into a VR sort of interactive kind of thing. So you're standing, and let's say you're in an apartment. So you're standing in an apartment, and you're basically kind of moving your phone, doing one of these things, kind of up, and like looking around, and like, oh, well, there's a couch over here. There's a bunch of alcohol over here, and down here there's a dead cat. Someone's killed the cat, and you kind of move your phone up and down and look around. It's got a timer of about 50 seconds, so at some point it does fade to black, and then you can look at it again. It costs you more time, but if you want your friend, hey dude, you gotta check this out, you could pass the phone to your buddy, and he could hit it and look at it. When you do see things at the crime scene, you can place the evidence out. So for example, if we did see a laptop sitting on the bed, we could put the laptop card out and scan that, and then we could use our hacker. If we see food, we could put that out. I mentioned alcohol. There's an alcohol card we could put out that we could scan. We could ask maybe the scientist about it, or we could always talk to the criminologist who is good at human psychology and like crime history about any of these things or about any of these people. And that's essentially the game. You've got the VR aspect to it. You've got the QR code aspect of scanning things and whatnot. So that's a very big overview of how you play the game. The game comes with 4 or 5 scenarios. There are some expansions for the game that I'm not going to talk about, but they are super cool. I have a copy of the base game for Chronicles of Crime, all nice, ready to go, shrink wrapped. I'm going to be giving it away on my channel, so make sure that you look forward to that, I guess, or look for the requirements on how to get your name in the hat for winning Chronicles of Crime. I hope this video at least got you kind of interested, or at least showed you enough about the game to think, oh, that sounds really fun for my group. I recommend a lower player count. You can play it solo if you just want to sit back with a glass of wine and scan all these things and read everything to yourself. It's good for couples. If you got boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, just want to sit down back and forth talking about things. It's really great for that situation, just to kill time during the evening when you don't want to go out. And so Chronicles of Crime, that's about it for me. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all at the next video.